Okay. Good morning. Hello, 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 and welcome to Bma's Crafty Corner. I am Bma, better known as Els. And boy, I made myself a mess last night with all this stuff. Let me get all this picked up. All right. Just gonna put that over there for now. It's got to go in the box. How's everybody? How are we doing? Good morning, Miss Marie. Sorry I'm late. Stupid computer needed to do an update, and then I do the update, and it couldn't load the camera file. So I was like, son of a. Then there were some choice words. Well, there's always choice words. I'm Irish. We do that. And Hungarian, so, I'm angry and I have a foul mouth. Alrighty. So, we are making a steampunk album journal, which is basically saying that we're taking a photo album, a pre-made photo album for scrapbooking, and we are turning it into a journal. Oh, good gravy, here he comes. Hi, Harry. No, we couldn't possibly start without you being here. Right? Say hello. You going to say hello to anybody, or are you just going to sit there? Okay. Well, 180 is not possible. Okay, I'm gonna do the thing. Okay. No, this is not for you. No, this is mommy medicine. Mommy's gotta take her medicine. Yeah. Get it in my hand. Okay. Hi, Harry. Love you, Harry. Nobody wants to see that. Keep it down. Okay, get down. Down. Go on. All right. So, this is the book we're working on. This one is a pre-made one from, I don't remember the name of the company. I'll find it. What is it? It is Heartfelt Creations, which is no longer in business, sadly. I'm sure that you can get these from somebody else. I'm sure somebody else makes them. But this one is a pre-made one. Normally, I just make it myself. But I had this one, and it was the right color, so we used it. But basically, it's just a book, and it's got these like really heavy pages in it that you would normally mount pictures on. But we don't do that. No. Between the pages, we add signatures to make a journal, and then we decorate the pages and put a lot of flips and flops and things on them. So kind of, a fun thing. Okay. Next step on I am running so far behind morning. It's all Bridgerton's fault. I was up till 1:30 this morning watching Bridgerton. And I only got through like 2 episodes. Because I said to Hubbard yesterday, I said, do you want to go back and start at the beginning of the season? He says, no, we just did that. I said, are you sure? He said, yes. I said, okay. We start watching. He is totally lost. Totally lost. Ridiculous. So we kept having to pause it so that I could explain it. Where are we? I'm going to take that out of there because it's a little sticky on the back. So we'll just take that little piece out. It's not going to be a big deal. See, you can barely even tell we did it. Okay. Journal page, where are we? Here we are. Okay. So this one, we converted 2 single sheets into a signature. Excuse me. So we have some washi tape on here that we have to kind of, blend into the mix. Now we have a lot of paper. We have a lot of ephemera we've made. We're probably going to need to make more to finish this book. We have a lot of just bits and pieces still that we have not used in here. Words and things, little bits and stuff. So we do have some stuff to build with. So now we have to make this page. I don't want to overdo it because it's great writing paper. So there is nothing like a dream to create the future. I don't want to do this as a tab. We could take up a whole bunch of this writing, this washi tape. But that leaves us like, this is a big piece. Let's see. No. Maybe. We have a little piece. Let's put this one on. Let's do it as a tuck. If the glue wants to, participate today. Never know. Okay. So it's going to go that way. Yes. Okay. So we're going to glue on 2 sides, here and here. There. Whoop. All right, so we're going to put this on here. And it's going to need a journal card. We'll put this one on there, but we're going to have to back it first. So let me grab something to back it with. I need another piece of parchment. Let me grab that out of the drawer. Whoa. Okay. So I have a couple of pieces of 65-pound parchment. And we will put this down and then, trim it out. I don't want a border or anything on it. I just want the card. So we're going to put it all the way to the edge. Okay. Scissors. All right, let's cut this out roughly, and then we'll put it on the trimmer. There. Hey, we didn't do too bad with the scissors. Let's come in, and these had rounded corners when I cut them out originally, so we just kept the rounded corner on that. No, I said I didn't want the rounded corners, and I really didn't. I wanted to chamfer everything, but designers have other ideas, you know? So, we're going to get some ink on here. And then we'll tuck it in and see how we like, and you know, where we're going from there. It's nice and snug washi tape, but it needs something. I don't know. Let's see. Let's do. I don't know why something that simple fixes it, you know, but it does. All right, now we have the next page. Now this is that waterproof paper. So what should we do with it? I love the way it feels. Let's put some washi tape down the side, because I can. Just do a little washi right down here. Try to follow this line with the glue. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's trim that. Trim this. Okay. So now we have that. Pin back. Leave these things in the way. I'm going to get rid of those. Okay, here we go. Inking. I have to tell you, I think it's easier to do a journal when you're making it for somebody and you don't know who it's going to be for, because it's easier to do the design choices, you know, as far as where everything goes, because you're not hung up on, will they like it? I think you're just more or less hung up on, does it go there? Like when I do commission pieces and stuff, I'm always like, is that their style? Whereas when I'm doing a journal with you guys and I don't have, you know, like a recipient in mind or, you know, in place, I can always just do what I want to do, and I don't worry about if it's their style or, you know, I think it's a little freer. I don't know. There's a couple of people in here. Nobody's talking, but they're all here. Christine may be resting. Oh, no, you're back. Get down. Get down. No, you can't come up here when I'm working. You know better. Get down. Down, little boy. He doesn't listen for shit. He's like, nope, nope, don't think so, Mom. Nope, 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 nope. I'm just going to sit here on your knee. Why? Because it's the most annoying thing I can do as a cat. All right, so now we have this little guy. I don't know what we're doing with it. I don't know. Maybe there, maybe here, over here. I think we're putting it up there. Yes, yes. Okay, why not, right? We just want to add something to the page. So let's do this. Oh, I'm so glad that fell that way and not the other way. Okay. There. It's got a little bit of writing on it, so I need to make sure that it's, in the right direction. Otherwise, it would be silly. Silly. Silly, I tell you. All right, now what are we going to do here? What should we do? I don't know. That's a big one. That's a right-handed one. What is with me and all these right-handed tabs? I think I tend to put them on the right-hand side because that's the way you look at it. I don't do any on the left. It's weird. I don't know. We're going to add this guy. Now, I know that this is supposed to fold in, but I'm going to be honest. Nope. I've tried to fold this in. I don't like the way it looks. I prefer this. So that's what we're doing. All right, so we're going to glue at the top, down the sides, across the bottom. Sometimes I'll put glue there, but I'm not going to do that today. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, we're going to hold this. Place that. Because we can put little stuff in here now. What we got? Well, we have this little guy. This little guy. Let's put this guy in. Hey, hey. Let's do little tag. Too wide. Gonna need like a journaling card or something. Oh, look, we're finding something. Here we go. Journaling card. Is that going to fit in the slot? No. Okay, we need something else. Well, if all else fails, just make one. Okay. Let's put all this back in here because now I got all of this stuff all thrown out on the desk on my other projects. Hey, wait a minute. Would you fit? No. Damn. Okay. So I have projects on my desk that I'm working on filming, and now I have, crap all over them. So now we need a journaling card that will fit in here. Or something, a reasonable facsimile thereof. Which I could cut one of these down, but it's got the damn big hole in it. And, I guess I could make a tag. You know, then we'd have the small one up in the front, this one in the back. Let's alter this and see where we get. Get this out of the way. Over there, where you're safe. Why? Because I'm going to cut stuff and you don't want to be in the way of that. Okay. Take some off there. I'm definitely taking some off here. And I'm going to take some off there. Now that makes it smaller, but does it fit? Ooh, just barely. All right, tiny bit more off of each side. All right. Hi, Christine. All right, so we got this. We're gonna have to put it on a backing. Let's grab a. All right, we'll glue this down. So, Hubbard got off last night at 9 o'clock, just like always. Oh my God, they're talking about taking everybody back into the office. He's not happy. He's just not. They've been out since 2020. And he doesn't want to go back. He's been out since 2020. He hasn't had pneumonia once. He hasn't had bronchitis once. He really has only been sick like one time since he's been out since 2020. And so he really just doesn't want to go back into the office. He likes being here where, you know, he can get something to eat when he wants. Where when he takes his lunch break, if he wants to lay down and take a nap for an hour, he can. On top of it, when he's in the office, he has to have FMLA for me. Because I require somebody to go with me to the doctor. I require I don't go by myself. One, I'm a germaphobe. We all know this. I'm a giant germaphobe. And so going to a medical office of any kind is extremely traumatic for me. It's part of the OCD. Hospital setting's bad for somebody who has OCD, and especially if you're a germaphobe. And so I don't want to do that. So what if I have a doctor's appointment or something, he has to be there to take me. I don't know if I want to. I think we're going to put a tap in this. No, I already cut the hole, so I guess we'll just do the regular eyelet. So I need somebody to go to the doctor with me. Also, with the fibromyalgia, I have sometimes I'll get chest pains that feel like I'm having a heart attack. I'm not, but it feels that way. I've had fibromyalgia for I've had it for 27 years now. So my fibromyalgia is like full blown. Dang it, we didn't do this one. We got to finish this one still. So if I need to go to the doctor, or if I'm having one of those days where I'm having chest pains, because that happens in fibromyalgia. The first time it happened, I thought I was having a heart attack. Oh my God. So he has FMLA for me. so he can take time off. Whereas if he's home and I have an episode, I fall down, like my hip goes out and I fall down or something like that, it's no big deal. He just puts himself in auxiliary time or on personal time, and he just comes over and helps me out. Now you all know my dirty little secret of why I don't travel by myself. So, like, trying to, he doesn't want to go back in the office. He doesn't have to get up in the morning until, 20 minutes before his shift starts. He doesn't have to drive all the way across town to go to the office. We're putting a tap in this one. So, small hole. And to be honest, he doesn't like going where the office is because it's in Alphabet City. If you live in a city and you know what Alphabet City is, and he doesn't want to do that. It's extremely high crime area. They have a huge wall around the place to lock up their cars and stuff, and they have controlled access, but people still get in there. They still get their cars vandalized and stolen. Yeah, so he doesn't want to. He does not want to go back there. And on top of it, there's no place around there to eat. There's no fast food or anything. Sorry. There's just what they serve in the employee dining area, which you still have to pay for, but it's always the same thing every day. So he doesn't want to do that. But yeah, they're talking about taking everybody back into the office, and he's like, no. He's like stomping his feet. Mike, you don't want to go. And to be honest, I'm kind of used to him being around the house now. It's just him and me, and it's quiet, and we have a rhythm. We know what we're doing. I don't know what we're going to do. If they want him to come back, he's got to go back. I put that on upside down. We're going to take it off and turn it right side up. Okay, there we go. I knew it was upside down because all the clocks were upside down. I know, like, we should try that. He should tell them. He should go, you know what? If I come back to the office, one, I'm going to have sick days. I always do. Why? Because when I come into the office, it's like a freaking petri dish, and I always end up with bronchitis and pneumonia at least twice a year. For one. Two, I'm going to lose time because I'm going to have to take, instead of taking an extra hour after my lunch to take my wife to the doctor, I'm going to have to take the whole afternoon because I'm going to have to drive home, which is a 30-minute drive home, pick my wife up, take her to the doctor, sit with her at the appointment, then drive her home. By then, there's no sense in coming back, so you're going to lose that. Not to mention, the truth is, and I've written these policies, so I know how this works. Right now, the insurance that they have for workman's compensation only covers the people that actually work in a physical building. It does not cover people who work from home. And since workman's compensation insurance is based on the number of people on the policy, the company is saving tens of thousands of dollars a year in workman's compensation, including the claims that are made. The only claims right now that can be made are people making claims for like carpal tunnel. But the truth is that they've disproven that carpal tunnel is actually caused by typing. That's a fallacy. It's not what it's caused by. People that get carpal tunnel tend to get carpal tunnel from repetitive motion. So people that work on machines that vibrate all the time, that's what causes that. So I can tell you from an insurance point of view, the company is saving tens of thousands of dollars a year just on the policy, let alone defending the claims. Because the premiums, since they're rated by people in the office, and it goes by the hundreds, and I can tell you right now, with all the departments they're talking about bringing back in, first off, they'd have to get a second building. The first building would have to be reopened, which means, and technically, in order to reopen it, it would have to be deep cleaned because it's been closed for 6 years. They would have to go in and they would have to deep clean that building. They would have to check to make sure that everything in the actual office areas where they have, employees, that all of that is up to par. They're going to have to check out the heating and the air conditioning systems. Those are going to have to be all checked and maintained. All of the air vents are going to have to be blown out. That's expensive. Then they're going to have to go in. They're going to have to revamp the entire kitchen. All of the vending machines are going to have to be cleaned out and replaced, repaired, because it all has to. There's standards in an office now, especially in Vegas, where you can't have vending machines that are more than so many years old. But the other catch is that they had one of those systems, where you got your ID, your badge. You charged all the food. You put money on your badge, and then you would that way you didn't have to have the money. If you just flat, debited on your badge, and you had money in the account. The company that was doing that is out of business, so they have to get a new one in, which means they're going to need all new machines. They're going to have to set up all new infrastructure for that. The badges themselves, they're going to have to redo just the badges, just the number of badges they are going to have to reissue to be able to get into a secured facility. Because remember, he works with the FCC. So that is a secured facility. So the number of badges that they would have to do, and I'm guessing Just ballparking this here, but I'm guessing that probably a quarter of the workforce that have been hired since 2000 when they left the office, because they were not in the office where they might get sensitive information, they weren't background checked. So they're either going to lose that quarter of their workforce, or they're going to have to pay for all those background checks because the FCC is going to bring them back into the building. That was part of the contract, was in the building. They had, in order to be able to get into the building, they had to be background checked. If they were working from home, I'll bet you any amount of money they did not background check those people. So in order to get them into the building, they're going to have to show background checks, which is going to get them in trouble with the FCC, I'm sure. So yeah, Hubbard's not real happy about having to go back into the office if they try to bring them back into the office. He doesn't like people, he's an anti-people person. So we'll see how it goes. What are we going to do here? Something that goes against this. We could put a book page pocket, but that takes up, we could do it as a flip. Let's do it as a flip. Should we? Should we? Do it as a flip right here? Wow. Yeah, let's do it as a flip. Okay. So first things first. You, out of the way. Why? Because you're in the way. Let's get some paper for this. Skittle-marinky-dinky-dink, skittle-marinky-doo. I loves you. Skittle-marinky-dinky-dink, skittle-marinky-doo. All right, let's see what we got here. We need a ruler. Where's the ruler? Here's the ruler. All of my rulers jumped out last night and bit me. 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. 3 1/4. Let's get a picture. Remember. 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Right there. Oh, we're keeping that. We like that. All right, let's check this. Perfect. Okay, now we need a hinge. Where is that little bag that's got all the scrappy paper in it? Because that, I think we put some hinges in there. If not, at least we have some paper in there that we can use for hinges. It's a little thick. But I want something that's just, it's going to be that tall. No hinges. Okay. All right. We're going to use this. Let's get a straight edge. All right. We need 1 inch. You may not want to use an inch. I like an inch. All right. La, da, 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 Practice, my dear. Practice. You will find a comfortable place with them. You will. You just have to keep working with them till you learn pressure and you know, direction. Sometimes the direction that you're holding it in has a lot to do with, you know. All right, so we're going to put this on. I'm going to glue it. You could tape this. You could. But we're going to glue it. All right, so we're putting this. It's going that way, so we're putting it on this side. What is that? I don't know, but I've been chasing it around for a few minutes now. Here we go. We're putting this on right at the edge. Okay, now let's ink this. Okay, so what are they? They are acrylic paint markers. Okay. Honestly, my acrylic paint markers, I pretty much just use for mixed media because we're not friendly. Somebody told me to treat them like markers, but it didn't work for me. But with anything, I always say, you know, you got to give it time to adapt. And sometimes it's not the right medium for you. Move on, you know. But they probably will come in very handy during mixed media, if you think about it. Because that's where, you know, like we get things like add lines, add stitch marks, put in blue, and you just want to do dots or something like that. That is where that's going to come in handy. Okay, make this on here. All right, now we're going to put this in here. But before I do that, I'm going to kind of work this a little bit. Really kind of want to, you know. There. Okay. So this is going to go on here. Is it just me? No, it's not just me. That is not great. Hold on. Let me get my trimmer. It's like a janky edge right there, and it's going to throw everything off. So let me put this. Let me get these straight. Just like that. Put that in there. Yeah, that was janky. Okay. What do you want from me? I'm learning words from my teenage grandchildren. Janky. All right, so I'm going to put some glue on here. And then we're going to add this to this. But again, I don't want to glue to the page underneath, so I'm going to put something under it because I'm famous for that. You know? Getting too close and accidentally gluing to the page below. You'll find a way that they work for you, and you'll be like, this is what their purpose is. All right, so we have that down. Now we're gonna have to put some kind of washi tape or something because I don't like the way that looks, because it looks funky. Funky. All right, we have this. Now we need to put something in there. What are we gonna put in there? I don't know. Here, wait, I have a journal card. Yep, there we go. little journal card. We'll just stick that in there. Now it's a tag, and we have another spot up here. This is a bigger spot, so we're going to put a bigger tag in it, obviously. But what tag shall we put in? I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. Will this fit? That'll fit. So we'll tray for the edges. We'll put in the thing, and this will be the tag that goes in here. I'm going to put a pin in this because we're going to have to come back to it. Why? Because I'm not in the mood to do it right now, and I got to sand the back so I can stick stuff to it. And I'm lazy. Look, at least I'm honest about it, you know? I'm lazy. I'm too lazy. Okay, so now we're going to put this is not great. It is an issue. All right. Well, here we go. I'm going to try and take this up off of here because it's not flipping the way I want it to. So I'm going to try and take this out and then move it over. Okay. I'm going to end up craft filing anyway because I got to get rid of that loose edge. There we go. Now, this. Okay. Let's move it out. All right, so now, washi tape. Okay. All right. So we can add a little hidden pocket in here if we want. Like right here. We'll do a little pocket. Little hidden pocket. So that way when this flips over, you don't see it, but when it opens, you see it. And we need to figure out something to put in it. A little tag or something, you know. Here's an interesting one. Let's do the cork tag. It doesn't want to stick because it's going down on washi tape. Everything has to be difficult, you know. There, we'll do the cork one. It's totally hidden. Nobody sees it. When you open it up, boom, there it is. Okay. Now, this needs something here. What are we going to put there? Somebody talk to me. If somebody says something small, I'm going to slap everybody right through the computer. Don't you open your mouth over there, mister. I can hear him over there thinking about it. I'm going to be snarky. Come on, you guys know he's over there going, I'm going to be snarky. You guys know it. He does it all the time. It's horrible. We're discussing your problem.
Which problem?
Possibly having to go back into the office.
Ew. Nightmares. Gross.
Because we all know Mike, right? You know, it's like we know he's over there thinking about being snarky, wondering if I say this, am something going to whiz at the back of my head?
No, I don't care.
Yeah, he doesn't. I whiz stuff at him all the time from over here. I'm like, are you sure you don't want me to go back in the other room? And he's like, no. I'm like, but I can't throw things at you from there. It's okay. I don't mind. Go ahead. Throw things at me. So we've come up with a couple of things. The FMLA for taking care of me. Why take, a whole day when you could just take an hour after lunch? That's a good point to make. 2, lack of productivity. Like your productivity will go down if you are forced to have to go back into the office. And I'll be home alone, which is never good. Leaving me unsupervised is never a good thing. And I go through babysitters too fast. You don't want to get one of those. Trust me, he does not want to have to get somebody to take care of me. I burn them out. I'm the babysitter killer, man. Left to my own, means. Those t-shirts that were like, in my defense, I was left unsupervised. Those were made for me. I'm going to get some soda. He'll come home one day and find me in the garage with an acetylene torch and parts of the motorcycle he thought he was putting back on the bike. Be like, what? I'm a walking natural disaster, a one-woman wrecking crew. It needs something more. That's not enough.
Wait.
Yeah. I'm a walking, talking disaster. Like, where is she? I don't know. Where did you see her last? I don't remember. She can't have gone far. Oh, yes, she can. See, Marie's new around here. She doesn't get this, but when I go on trips, I get these phone calls from my daughter. She has me on that Life 360 thing. And I get these phone calls from her where she's like, 90 mother, 90, 100 miles an hour. I'm like, what?
He's downhill with the back. The wind was at my back.
That's typically my excuse. It's not my fault. I was going downhill with the wind at my back. 90. Okay. How fast would you like me to go? My child is in that car. I would like you to go to the speed limit. Okay. Even the kids are sitting there going, damn. I used to get 100 miles an hour just going through town.
Grandma got in trouble.
Because there's this part on the freeway here at what they call the spaghetti bowl, which is where the 95, the 11, and the 15, and all the freeways and everything come together. And there's all kinds of, and then there's off ramps for like major streets, including, but not limited to, the Las Vegas Strip. Well, there's a section of highway there. Well, I had the hot rod. Did you just growl?
Yes.
I had the hot rod.
Not a hot rod. It was a piece of crap.
When I had the hot rod, I could easily get that up to 100 miles an hour. It moved. And I used to hit that part of the freeway. And at 100 miles an hour, it goes, boo, boo, boo. Yeah, if you've ever heard Michelle talk about my trips, wow. She'll tell you, I'm dangerous. See, I take a speed limit as a suggestion. And here's the way I look at speed. You're on the highway. There are 3 lanes going in your direction. Okay. So this one, the speed limit is, say, 75 because you're out in the middle of the road. So this one is 75, this one's 80, and this one is 85 and above. Get out of my way. That's how I do the speed limit. I'm a menace. I'm a menace. Like, I want you out of my way. You're on my road. Move. I'm not aggressive, though. I mean, if traffic is going, 65, 70 miles an hour, I will maintain with traffic. But if I'm out there, this, on a 2-lane road, this is your driving lane, this is your passing lane. California drivers think that's their lane. And they will pace the car in the other lane. So if you're coming up and this guy's doing 65 in a 65, so you want to go around him, this jackwad from California, and I'm saying that because 99% of the time out here, it is a California license plate, is going 65, pacing this wad, and will not go. And if you get up to them, they'll slow down just enough that this guy gets just a little bit ahead of them, and they'll box you in, and they do it on purpose. This is not a driving lane. This is a passing lane. I've actually said that to people. Like, I have driven in, and I'll see there's that guy that was hugging that lane. I'll go over very politely and go, hey, is that your car? Oh yeah, that's my car. Oh, well, learn to drive your car in the driving lane and not the passing lane. Here, 2-lane highways, like everywhere in the country, the inside lane is a passing lane. That means pass or get over. They just put in the commuter lanes here. They put them in about 2-3 years ago. But the I'm going a long distance lane, the carpool lanes. Oh my God. People here do not understand that when it's a dashed line, you can go in or out of it. But when it goes to that close double line, that's a wall. You can't go in or out of that. I've had people cut me off. I've had people come from that 4 lanes of traffic over to get off at that exit. Oh my God. And Vegas is like a different kind of driving experience because we get drivers from all over the world. We have drivers that drive on the wrong side of the street because they're from Europe. And so they get here and somebody rents them a car and they try to drive on the other side of the street. They forget or they don't look the right direction because they're not used to it. Then we have people that are driving vehicles that they have no business driving because on the Las Vegas Strip, you can rent a Lamborghini. You can drive a Porsche. You can a Maserati. You can get a motorcycle. As long as you have a motorcycle endorsement on your license, they will let you drive a Bugatti. But, you don't necessarily have any business being on a Bugatti. You know what I mean? Yes, you can rent a Harley Davidson in Vegas to drive around on. That does not mean that you have the ability to handle that much machinery. And probably should not be on a Harley. Maybe on the back of it or in the sidecar, but not controlling it. You can literally rent anything here, including like tricycles, those 3-wheel motorcycles. You can rent those. The little buggies, the little 2-seater buggies that are 3 wheels, but they look like little cars. You can rent those here. You can rent anything that you want. Doesn't necessarily mean you know how to drive it. Then the bus drivers here have their own playbook. They don't stop for anything except bus stops. And even then, it's kind of iffy. Cab drivers have never understood the meaning of yield or a stop sign. If it's not a bright red light in their face, they don't understand. Then let's contend with the drunks. Because you got your garden variety drunks. And then you have your people that are like, I'm going to cruise the strip. You can't cruise the strip. It goes 5 miles an hour. No. So they cause all kinds of trouble because they're trying to be and get around. And then all of a sudden, and they don't realize this, but it looks like that casino is pretty far down the street, but it's like right there. The entrance is here. The casino is there, So then they miss the entrance and then they try to get there. And all of Vegas is like this. And then we have all the people that are from different states that come here and think that the rules in their states apply here. And they don't. It's like, oh my God. Yeah. So let me tell you this. If you come to Vegas, don't drive. Just don't. Don't do it. Just go, nope. If they're like, would you like to rent a car? No, I do not. Our public transportation is fantastic. There's a monorail on one side and moving sidewalks on the other. You can go from one end of the strip to the other end of the strip, no problem. And as far as getting downtown, there is a bus that you can buy a ticket for the day that you can get on the bus and get off the bus as many times as you want for the entire 24-hour period. So spend the $6 to buy the bus ticket and let that take you downtown. You're only going to want to be down there for 10 or 15 minutes anyway once you get there because it smells like pee. It's not a bad area. It's just in the summer it stinks. Unless you're on the actual Fremont Street experience. But if you get off of that, then it smells. Totally safe though. There's so many cops down there, it's disgusting. And that is just to keep it safe. Do you think she belongs over here? I don't know why, but I think she does. It blends well. I don't know.
Awesome.
Okay. I'm done. All right. Christine, how you feeling today? I want you out of that bed, woman. And Marie, how many of those pens have you thrown against the wall? What? I do it. I just assume everybody else does too. What do you mean you don't throw things? I do. It's fun. I don't even like that image. Why do I have it? I don't know. I need to make more journal cards, I think, for this. So let's make some journal cards. We're still debating this. I'm going to pin it on here just because I want to look at it, you know? I want to let it sit there for a little bit and get comfortable, and I want to see if I like it. Get that out of the way. All right, let's get this moved. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's do the 8.5 side, and we're going to do these at 2 3/4, 4 1/4, which I think is a nice size journal card. And then we'll cover these with some paper. So we did 2 3/4, so we're going to do 2.5. By 4. I used to have this app on my phone that used to tell me like where to cut and how to cut a piece of paper to get the most paper out of it based on the size of the paper that you want it. Which was kind of cool. But it was very confusing. Because it was like cut here, then turn 90 degrees, and then cut there, and then turn 90 degrees, and cut here, and then turn it 180 degrees. Why? All right, so it's 1. We're going to ink this one. That'll be 2. Okay. All right, so I'm a very bad girl. Hubbard bought me a case of Girl Scout cookies. I don't think I'm supposed to eat those with my diabetes, but you know, it will last me a whole year. That's a good thing. I just don't eat that many of them. And to be honest, and I never thought I'd hear myself say this, I'm not as enamored with them as I once was. You know? It's okay, Marie. We love you. Make sure they're not getting on the carpet. Paint by numbers ruined my desk. Right. Woman is not a crafter, by the way. Oh, honey, the only acrylic paint pens that I have are a set that I did a video on because they were from the Dollar Tree. And the only other ones I use are like those high magnification, like the silver and the gold, you know, the really high gloss ones. And that's about it. Because I don't like them. They don't like me. We do not get along. Oh, let me think. Who does those? Honestly, I don't think I know anybody who does them. Maybe Michelle? Because Michelle's a painter at heart. Like, she makes journals, but she's really into paint. Like oil paint and acrylic and watercolor and I will ask her if she uses the paint markers at all. And if she does, then I will have her reach out to you, baby. Because that's kind of her jam. I have no idea if I even like this, what I'm doing here. I'm doing on the premise of just throw things at it till it sticks, you know? Nope. right, let's get this out. Why? Because I can. Oop, okay. Okay, I don't know whose paper this is. I'm assuming that it's from Etsy someplace, and I'll find it. The other one that I'm using is from One Girl Art. And I'll find this paper so that I can actually buy from the designer. All right, I'm gonna put this on here. Right there. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Okay, bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Why? I don't know. All right, what are we gonna do this one? I don't know. Okay. Let's do. This one. Okay. Put that one back in there. Ink the living crap out of this. Okay. A little two-tone there. Perfect. All right, where's my things? Here they are. Let's do this. There. Okay. Now I can actually hold this thing. All right, so we're going to do this. Let's see. I have no idea what else I'm doing here. We're going on that theory that I have, just keep throwing stuff at it till it works. Okay. Let's try to put this down. Wherever it falls, kind of thing, Now what? I don't know. It's a little big. It's a little big. Oh.
You gotta go potty? You gotta go potty?
No, but thank you.
No, not you. puppy with a tiny bladder. He was slowly walking inside like he didn't want to go.
All right, let's put this ball back in here now that I've picked out a few things. Okay, you know. Now let's get some ink. Okay. So I did not get to the auction house yesterday. I have to do that today. I did get stuff mailed out. That was impressive. And we did get to the grocery store like we planned, which is good because those out of cashews live on those things. Okay, so I don't know what the deal is, but it seems like every time I find something I like, somebody comes out with something and says that it's not healthy for you. I love cashews. And I found a way that I could afford to be able to actually eat them at will. Then somebody came out and said that they're part of the nightshade family. And that you should not eat them because they're not good for you. Why? When is the day going to come when they come out and say, new research shows French fries are healthy? I mean, when is that going to happen? You know? Yeah, when they're made out of cauliflower. Exactly. But even that, to be honest, they're not saying that that's not healthy for you. So I don't know. We made 2 journaling cards. That's all we did. And we have we need 1 million of them, right? So what does my lazy butt do? Makes 2. I'll make more. I'm just not going to make everybody sit here and watch me do it. Oh, look at that. We actually got it so that they fit there too. Okay. All right, so that's going in there. And then I need something. It's awful big.
Yes.
Something for the top of this page. I think we're out of stuff, guys. Yep, we're definitely out of stuff. I got a couple of side pieces left, and that's about it. All right, I'm gonna have to make some top pieces, some more top pieces. So I'll be doing those later. Sitting here gluing my heart out later.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to find the right spot for this. Got to have the right spot, you know? Not sure about that either.
No.
All right. So I have to make more of these because I don't have many more of the upright ones. And I need to make some journal cards. So I'll sit and do that later. No sense in you all have to sit here and watch me do the crazy stuff. Oh. All right, so what did we do today? We did a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a flip, and a 4.5. I don't know how we cranked out 15 that day. It still baffles my mind. All right, I'm gonna put the on there. I will do some more top pieces because we still have a whole section of this, a whole signature to do that I don't have anything for. So we'll get that done. You work there, Rainbow Long. Washi tape. I got all kinds of little washi tape. So I will do more top pieces and even some sides. And that way we have them to put in. Because you got to have your, for me, I do the ephemera based on the journal. So, and sometimes I put something in that is something I haven't put the video up for yet. And I just do it because that's the right piece for that. That's walnut. That's not the one I want. Where is it? Here it is. Timber. Scorched timber. I saw it once in a movie. The French fry thing. It was RoboCop. It's actually a scene in RoboCop. And I was like, if only that were true. Okay, so this is my vintage photo walnut stain one. Just sit on my dumb butt, put walnut stain on a vintage photo pad, ink pad. So now, but that's it, and it will soak in. So we now call it vintage walnut. All right, guys. Let's see. We've been here for about an hour and a half. Now, tonight, remember, we go live at 7 o'clock tonight. Not 6, 7. 7, 8, 9, and 10 across the country. And Patty Ann's going to be with me tonight, and we're going to goof around and, do little bits and just shoot the crap, and we'll be here, So, Friday, the 27th. So, Friday Night Nuts. Tomorrow evening is Mixed Media. I may come on for a little bit tomorrow during the day while I'm working on making some more ephemera. But Sunday is going to be the first, and that means we're going to do challenge number 5 in the Projects of 26 challenge. Also, remember the last couple of weeks, project number 3 was a free play. You can make anything you wanted, but you had to use crayons and or oil paint. And challenge number 4 was to use a playing card and do some kind of finger painting on it. Also, the Pick a Journal deadline has been moved to March the 21st. So if you would like to have a journal, have me make a journal for you, completely free of charge, you can send me your idea, and I will be more than happy to make that journal for you if I pick your card. Okay? I have not gotten everything post-edited yet. As soon as I do, I will put it in, and you'll see the notification will come up through Facebook that it's been updated. Okay? So I think that's everything going on right now. You should have already gotten your washi tape. If you have not gotten your washi tape, please instant message me or email me and let me know. Because I do have one issue with somebody. So I want to make sure that that is handled. Okay? That's it, guys. That's all I have. I am going to get out of here because I got to go pick up some stuff and I got to do some things. And then I got to come back and I got to work on that. And then I got to get my nap. Because I'm cranky without my nap. I'm kidding. But I do lay down in the afternoons because of my migraine. But that's it. That's all I have for you. Listen, if you're new here and you've done so already, go ahead, hit the button, subscribe. Why not, right? Hang around with me. Yes, I am ridiculous. Yes, I am going to offend you. Yes, you want to be here for all of that. Also, if you'd like to cyberstalk me, just go down to the box below where it says description. Click on more. It gives you everything you need, all my socials and everything in order to cyberstalk me like a pro. Until I see you again, stay hydrated, stay warm, and stay well, my friends. I love you guys. Bye.